Welcome to GOQii Health Stories. This is our weekly encounter where we bring you some amazing individuals who have stories of how they have transformed themselves, stories of how the regular day-to-day habits is what it takes to change, to really change your own story. And today I have somebody who is a young professional from Bangalore. She's been in the IT industry for some time. And our guest today is Reshmi. Reshmi has been on GOQii for some time now, quite a few years. And she started from being somebody who was skeptical to somebody who is not just a convert, but now she herself has embodied the GOQii lifestyle in herself. Without any further ado, let me now get live to you on GOQii Health Stories, Reshmi. Reshmi,
Thank you so
welcome.
much, Vishal, for having me. It's a great pleasure to be, sharing my story. So thank you so much.
I think your story is so inspiring because you have a 14-year-old daughter, you are a working woman.
16-year-old. Sorry to correct you.
16-year-old daughter, and this whole pandemic, things that kind of move fast forward. You have a 16-year-old daughter, you are a working woman, you are a successful professional, but at the same time, you are dealing with all the challenges which every other woman or every other working professional is dealing, which has got to do with stress, which has got to do, and especially since you are also a homemaker, you work double. So tell us, what was your lifestyle like and what got you to this point of the GOQii journey?
Sure. So I would start my story, say, in 2017. Okay, so 2017, I used to always walk, and I had this feeling that, as long as I'm walking and I'm not falling sick, my life is okay. So that was my thought process. And to just increase my walking count, I bought a GOQii watch. And as soon as I got the watch, the 3-month subscription was there. And I thought, okay, let me go ahead and enroll that. I went and enrolled. And then came the coach, right? The coach started sending me these messages. Okay, try to do this workout, try to, restrict your diet like this. And I sort of got irritated, let me be frank. At that point of time, I was like, who is she to, let me know what I have to do with my dieting and all that. So, and I never used to respond to her messages. And I thought, okay, maybe I should just take it as it comes. But I kept walking. It was just a normal stroll. And then I stopped the subscription, and then the coach asked me, Reshmi, why aren't you not, renewing it? I said, no, I'm fine with this. I don't think I'm interested anymore. And that's how I stopped. And then I kept my walking, but I had absolutely no idea about the food that I'm eating. I was not mindful. I used to binge. I used to, have these cheat days almost every day. It could be payasam, or it could be, some sort of junk food, because after the hectic day, I sort of pick something and eat. But I was not falling sick. So that mindset was there. Okay, I'm not falling sick, so I'm doing fine. And then fast forward to November 2020. It was a day my husband was leaving for US, and from his company, I think they have a tie-up with GOQii, and he got the GOQii watch and the GOQii scale. So it arrived on the same day when he was traveling to US, and I very excitedly stood on the weighing scale, and it was a shocking reality. I was weighing 85. I was like, oh my God, this is not it. And, I snatched the watch from him. I said, you give me the watch. And so from November 2020, my journey began, and now I have bought him a watch, so I've returned that back to him. So, and now it's very, I feel very humbled, that my effort to have that conscious effort to do that every day is bringing those results, right? And that is what is helping me to move forward. And I was telling Anusha also, maybe I should do this when I reach a particular weight, but she said, no, let's do that, because since I lost around 14 kgs, let's do the story. So here I am.
No, and clearly your story is so inspiring. So what we have done at GOQii is we have put a snapshot of your journey so that everybody who's seeing this, who's viewing this, gets an idea of the amount of effort you have put in and how your journey has been. It has not been a straight ride. Everybody thinks that this is an overnight success, but this is not an overnight success. You have done a lot. And here we are sharing the exact story of how your transformation has happened. As we can all see, first of all, I have to congratulate you for almost 323 days. You are a GOQii elite. And
Yeah.
I can tell you, everybody, that it takes a lot to be a GOQii elite. We know that you are coached by Ankita. We can see her over here. But one of the most interesting things with your data is what I realized, that you are among the top 6% of the GOQii players. That's how active you are. So the
Very
effort
nice.
you're putting in is just not anything. Also, we can see that you've been almost very consistent with your nutrition. You've been consistent with your sleep, fitness, of course, meditation. I think you are still working on it. And today, I think, clearly this is an area everybody has realized needs work. And I'm glad to see you have already started that. Another very exciting thing, when I was looking at your journey, for example, in January 21, about exactly a year back, you were just a little active, but then you transformed and went to becoming fit for almost 3 days. But then again, you went back to being active. And then you went again to becoming a little more active, where you became fit for 75 days. But something happened on 13th of February. Because after that, 13th February 2021, you have been consistent for 323 days, which is phenomenal. This level of discipline, of maintaining a health, kind of shows the result, which is why you have lost almost, what, 14 kgs is what we were all. So it's quite evident, right? I mean, if you look at this whole chart, we can understand why you have got these results. And clearly we can see you have lost a lot of weight. You're already hitting 70 and you want to go further. Your health risk assessment shows your constant improvement from 66 to 69. We can see your consistent walking. Even during the lockdowns, you were maintaining almost average of 250 kilometers a month. You've been almost 2 hours a day active. If you really see the activity chart, clearly you love yoga. I think we are seeing that consistently, whether it was 2017 to 2021, but in 2022 you have also started working out. So we can see that you are leveling up from yoga to working out. And your sleep also seems to be very consistent, whether it's your duration, your quality of sleep. Of course, we will talk a lot about your food habits, but I must say that looking at this report, I am very, very impressed. Also, almost 100% of your food is home food. So looks like you've
Yes.
completely eliminated, outside food.
Yes.
And the reason I want to show this to everybody out here is that, people think, हाँ कुछ नहीं, थोड़ा exercise किया and हो गया. No, this requires consistency. This requires changing of a number of things. And this dashboard which we have, and I'm sure you are tracking all of this on your app too, Reshmi.
Yes.
That how the change happens, and that is a completely transformational thing. And what one of the objectives of GOQii is to constantly give you the feedback, give you the analytics, and give you the guidance. So tell me,
Absolutely.
you've been seeing GOQii from 2017, from being skeptical till now 2022. What are the differences you saw in the platform? And what did you think was the main differentiator which helped you achieve your goals?
So when I say from 2017, at that point of time, even I did not sort of go through the app in much because my mindset was very different at that point of time. As I said, I was not very keen of somebody helping me or guiding me in my health journey. But when I took it up in 2020, I started reviewing the features, right? Like in terms of these, especially on the women's health, right? You have the section on women's health, and the topics that gets discussed there is very relevant, and especially on thyroid and the other illness that women specifically face. And the nutritional sessions by, I think, Coach Mukesh is very, very useful. And the one on, and the workouts, right? Like people can have any interest, right? Be it yoga, be it workout, you have covered it, everything, right? Everything is available there, and that's very interesting. So when I look at my journey, I started off, as you rightly said, with yoga, but then I shifted, like to workout, and I found it very interesting. Now I've bought myself dumbbells, and I try to do that, and it gets interesting. There's every day you can try out a different workout. So workout is something that I keep doing it. So that is really, very interesting. And these health stories. So I take my inspiration from these health stories that you do. So, and now recently, I think there's one section on women care, which I just took a look at it, but I need to deep dive more. But absolutely, I loved all these sections. And then in terms of the habits, right? And when you have the discussion with the coach, you can negotiate on what habit you want to add on and keep tracking it. So that's one good feature, because I tell Ankita, please add me this feature, have healthy snacks, because that is where I cheat. And then she puts that, and then, I keep tracking, okay, whether I'm eating a healthy snack. So that is really good in terms of the habit
But
tracking.
I think you just said a very important point, right? That you are negotiating with your coach. And I think that's really one of the biggest aspects of GOQii, which is the human aspect. A lot of people think that, oh, why do you need humans? Artificial intelligence can help you, or some bots can help you. And my whole point was that emotion is such an important aspect of health. We are not robots.
Absolutely.
We are all emotional human beings, and you want to have somebody to talk to express your emotions. And like you said, that you felt that snacking was a challenge for you, but by converting that snacking into a healthier option, you are also meeting your emotional goal of thinking that you are snacking, but also your health goal. And I think
Absolutely.
that is the X factor. So with that, let me do one thing. Let's exactly get Ankita live right now. I know she's played a big role in helping you
Absolutely.
transform. And let us hear from Ankita on what she has thought about your journey and how has she made you do all of this. Like, your data looks phenomenal. I must tell you that anybody would be inspired looking at these charts and graphs. So Ankita, first of all, welcome to GOQii Health Stories, and congratulations on such an amazing success and performance of Reshmi. Tell
Thank
us.
Hello, Ankita. I'm seeing her for the first time. So let me take this opportunity to wish her a very good hi.
Yes,
So
hi,
Ankita,
ma'am. Thank you. Thank you,
so Ankita,
Vishal sir.
tell us what is going on. ये क्या जादू कर रहे हैं आप? हमको सच्ची बताइए, हो क्या रहा है?
Actually, Reshmi ma'am is very regular, and she is following all the habits on daily basis. She is updating her food logs, updating her activity on daily basis. That helps me a lot to understand her everyday's data. Okay, so it's great to be her health partner during this health journey.
And
Absolutely.
Again, she started by being very skeptical, right? उनको लगा ये coaching कुछ होता नहीं है, right? It may or may not work, and she was very skeptical in 2017. But what made this skepticism go? Ki suddenly she was willing to listen to you and follow your advice. So how did you break the ice with her?
In initial phase, she got result. She lose her weight, and also she started to feel energetic. So that's why she continued the coaching. She continued the health journey with me, and I kept changing her habits. That's why she she may feel some excitement, she may feel some new things all the time, and also her initiativeness, like she want to change the habits from her end also. She told me all the time, I want to have healthy evening snacks, I want to have my meals on time. So that's why I set those habits on her habit progress.
So sometimes,
Maybe.
Vishal, when the evening calls gets delayed, right? And I have this habit of, okay, let me finish off the call and then have dinner. But now with this habit, I'm like forced, okay, come what may, just have it right when the call is on, if there is something that I can quickly finish it off. So I think it's about being very mindful, right, in terms of the activities that you do, and these habits are really helpful. And Ankita, I must appreciate the patience, right, with which she comments on every food blog that I put in. She has a comment to make. And then there are times when I don't have salad and she says, Madam, no salad. I'm like, Arey Baba, just leave it. It's just once in a while. But she will still say, no salad. Ma'am, please include salad. So she's being very patient to, update every single food blog that I put in. She updates and gives a comment. So that's really.
No, I think it's completely commendable what Ankita has done. So Ankita, I had one other question for you. See, women's health is a little more complicated because it involves a lot of other things, especially with hormonal changes and so on, right? I mean, clearly it's a bigger challenge. So, and Rishmi was just mentioning that she also was going through a lot of those challenges. So, how did you kind of manage that or help her manage that? Because that is not that easy. It's not, because mood swings and all these are part of it, right? So, ये कैसे चलता है?
In very initial stage, sir, I suggested her with some detox water. So that may help her to boost her metabolism and to help her in her weight loss journey. Because increasing the metabolism, increasing metabolic rate will definitely help her to reduce fat, and that's why this hormonal changes is also balanced due to those detox waters. So I suggested her various detox waters in this health journey. I keep changing those detox water as per the climatic conditions and availability and effectiveness. So maybe those.
And she is also, just to add on, right, Vishal, so she also recommended Surya Namaskar, right? So in addition to the workout, she would push me to do, okay, just go ahead and do Surya Namaskar. So I've been doing that, and that sort of, has helped me a lot, in terms of, because when I think about workout, I'm just restricting myself to one particular workout, and I didn't sort of, mix it, and then she said, no, just go ahead and do Surya Namaskar along with your workout when you're closing it, right? So that has been very.
Surya Namaskar is a complete workout, right? It is cardio, stretching, muscle. I don't think so there's a single body part which doesn't get workout with Surya Namaskar.
Absolutely.
But I want to mention at some stage of our health coaching, Reshmi ma'am was not able to do Surya Namaskar. So that time I suggested her chair Surya Namaskar from our GOQii live class. So in that phase, she used to do those chair Surya Namaskar, but she never give up on the walking. Now also she is doing 30 minutes walking on daily basis and 50 minutes other workout. Apart from that, she don't have that much time, but we are working on that.
Well, that itself is a lot of time, right? 50 minutes, already 80 minutes to ho gaya din mein.
Absolutely.
That itself. So Reshmi, tell me something. You are from the technology IT field, right? You are all about logic and all that, and here Ankita is telling you to have some detox water and all these things. Did you not think ये सब क्या है ये सब? Why are you having such water? Does it work as just some fake thing which you have?
In fact, she also asked me to have some tea, and I said, Ankita, ye tea mujhe nahi chalega. I didn't like the taste. So I would accept what she's trying to tell me, but I would always give her feedback if things are not working out, even especially the one that she wanted to have the morning detox water. Some things did not work for me. So I would not say a no at that point of time. I would give it a try and then share the feedback, because if it's not working out, you give me something else. So that's how I generally work.
No, and I think that's very important, right? See, in your case, it was a two-way journey. It almost
Absolutely.
It is not like कि हाँ coach ने बोला कर दिया और मैंने नहीं किया, right? So you were truly partnering up, like how Ankita was also defining the journey, that this was a partnership of give and take, where of course she was telling you to have salad, and she was saying no, give me healthy snacks. But this journey of GOQii is actually a little more complex than what it looks like. Like, while you have been, of course, dealing with Ankita, we have an entire platform with experts who are also overviewing and looking at your data and helping you and guiding you, but they may not be directly communicating with you. But today we wanted to break that barrier and actually get the expert behind Ankita, who's also an expert looking at all your data and also kind of supervising Ankita's guidance to you. So I want to, at this stage, welcome our expert coach, Arushi Garg, on the show live. Welcome, Arushi.
Hello, Reshmi.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
to all.
Well, of course, as we know, Arushi also does a very, very good live program on GOQii Play, where she's giving all kinds of healthy snack recipes. So first of all, I hope, Reshmi, you have tried any of her
I've
recipes.
tried her tomato shorba, so I've tried, and that's what Ankita recommended me. So I've tried that recipe.
Oh wow, tomato shorba. So Arushi, do tell us what has been your role and how you and Ankita have been working together with Reshmi, and especially since all of all the women here, I'm in minority. Tell us a little bit more about the women health issues, because I'm sure you are seeing many GOQii players and people even outside having challenges with that, and how are they coping with it?
Right. So, women's health issues are something that, it has been emerging, like, a lot of people are having it. Even, young adolescent girls can be seen having these hormonal issues, let alone, ladies in 30s and 40s. So this is something that I have been very regularly seeing with a lot of coaches. A lot of coaches are coming up with these kind of queries and questions like, how do we help it? So the basic issue here is a sedentary lifestyle. Also in the corona pandemic, we saw a lot of people working from home and not really going out doing any kind of workouts or walking. So this has seen a sudden increase in the numbers of these issues that have come up. So definitely physical activity is one thing that is very helpful when we're talking about hormonal disorders. Along with that, making a change in the diet so that your hormones are balanced. So this is one thing that can be done through diet by including a lot of vegetables and fruits, and definitely raw foods help a lot. Raw foods have the kind of antioxidants and the kind of vitamins and minerals that can help you balance these hormones, whereas in cooked food, the amount gets a little less. So this is one tip that I have also been sharing with all the coaches, and I've been getting good feedback for the same. And as Ankita also suggested, certain detox waters that are helpful. So I'm sure Ankita has taken the best advantage of all the advices that we've been discussing on our team meetings, and any kind of the GOQii blogs are also very informative, and we've been having a lot of talk sessions on hormonal issues for women especially.
Yeah, and Reshmi, especially you have a 16-year-old daughter. How has she been looking at this journey of yours? Because today's teenagers are having an opinion and view on everything, right? And what was her reaction, and how does she view what's going on with you?
She's very proud of me, Vishal. So that's the first statement. She said, "Ma, you're at this age, I like the way that you are persistent, consistent, and I'm not there yet, but I will, you've become my role model in terms of, because she also has to reduce a little bit more, but she's taking that, she's looking at me as a role model to continue her journey of weight loss. But that will be something like she would take it up next year, because currently she's very held up with studies. And she is also very appreciative of how I put that focus on home cooked food, because I ensure that I always, take time out, plan out my day, because once I open my work, then, the schedule is tight. So I'm a very strong believer of time management. So I ensure I have the home cooked food, finish off the maximum cooking in the start of the day itself. And then, so she's very, she's looking at all those activities that I do, and, and I hope that I'm able to inculcate that sort of, good things that she can continue with. But she's very proud of my weight loss journey for now.
In fact, your habits almost seem like to be of our brand ambassador Akshay Kumar, who says, wake up early in the morning, eat ghar ka khana, and be active. And I was like looking at your journey. You wake up at 5 in the morning, 5:30. You go to bed almost every day between 10 and 11. You have exactly breakfast at the right time, lunch at the right time. It's like completely very, very organized. So tell me something. This level of organization, how did Ankita did she have a role to play in putting the structure together for you? You certainly are in the IT industry. You're putting a process. You may even get a 6 Sigma for this, I think, at some point.
Yeah. So I think naturally I'm a more organized person. But the thing that, considering now that I'm focusing more on health, it's become all the more important, because I need to spend time, as Ankita was telling, I have to finish my maximum walking in the morning so that, when the work starts, I don't have to stress about that I've not done that walking. So I try to organize my day accordingly. So finish off the workout, the exercise or the walk in the morning itself, and then the cooking, and then the days, and sleeping at the right time. I think that's very, very important. Before I sleep, I also have a habit of reading at least 10 pages, of a novel or something, because that is my stress buster, because at the end of the day, you need something to be relaxed. So I ensure to read 10 pages of some novel, and then go to bed. So that's
you are completely an ideal, right? I mean, normally in the pandemic, people have been binge watching their OTT shows, YouTube, Instagram. We know people have been sleeping.
I don't know about being ideal, Vishal, but I think that's what is giving me happiness, right? So you should just do things that make you happier, and then so I think reading gives me that, and also gardening. So I have a balcony garden, so I do gardening during weekends. So you would find me doing some vermicomposting or something like that. But that's who I am. So the most important thing is you don't have to follow some tribe, right? Do things that make you happy. So I do that.
And it's amazing. I know Arushi is smiling here because Arushi also loves gardening, and
okay, nice.
A lot of gardening tips. So Arushi, tell us, how is Reshmi doing all of this? Is she real or is she fake? मेरे को तो लगा कि उसको मतलब gardening भी book भी पढ़ रहे हैं, ये ऐसा कैसे हो रहा है? Tell us what is the secret behind this, and why can't we have all GOQii players do something like this?
I know, I completely agree with you, Vishal. This is like a fairy tale, actually, health fairy tale, I would say.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. And she's actually been doing it very well. So I believe consistency, and she's drilled this thought deep into her mind that this is giving me happiness, and happiness is not only coming from doing these things. If your health is improving, right, you're seeing so many issues going away, you're feeling lighter yourself. So I believe that is something that gives her a push. Right.
Absolutely.
And when I saw that her daughter now views her as a role model, right? It's rare for kids to think of their parents as role models. I mean, with teenagers now, it's a very, very different. I have 2 teenage boys, so I know the situation that making them making them feel that you are their role model, it's challenging enough. So tell me,
in terms of when I said role model, it's basically on the weight loss. So may not be for the other things, but typically on my weight loss journey, I think she's very proud that I'm being very consistent in what I want to do it, right? So she's very proud of
that. The point is, people think weight loss is all about eating less. The whole calorie counting and all of that, right? I mean, there have been a lot of discussion that eat low calorie, go keto diet and this diet and that diet and intermittent fasting. Everything about weight loss is about these fad diets. But it doesn't look like you've done anything which is a fad.
Absolutely.
So tell us ये secret क्या है? मतलब मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा है कि इन्होंने कोई intermittent fasting नहीं किया, कोई protein नहीं किया, खाली detox पानी पिला के आपने इनका पूरा ऐसे करा दिया, ये कैसे हो सकता है? We can't believe this.
No, sir, no. Not only detox water help her.
I want the detox water also every day.
Actually, as she said, her routine is already so much organized. So most of the time, what happen, I have to work on the routine of my players first of all, to get up early in the morning and go to the bed on time. But in Reshmi ma'am's case, I never worked on this habit. So I got so many opportunities to work on another things, like having healthy evening snacks, having meals on time, giving her detox water, working on her workout pattern, and giving her habit of salad soup 30 minutes before her meal. It was a bit difficult for her to manage her salad and soup habit all the time, because due to her like work pattern, she didn't get time to prepare salad, and in winter to prepare soup. So that's why I suggested her that tomato shorba recipe, because in that session Arushi suggested to you can prepare that for 3-4 days and you can use it, you can store it in a tight container. So maybe that is also help her a lot. And I suggested her so many habits throughout our journey. That's why there is not only a detox water, there are so many reasons behind it.
So Vishal, just to add on, right, in terms of the diet, I've not done any fasting or any diet. It was just pure, it's been completely home cooked food. It's just that, I became very mindful of the quantity that I'm eating, right? And now, since I've started sharing pictures also to Ankita, I've become all the more mindful that, okay, if what I'm taking on the plate is what I will be eating, so there's no second helping there. So I'm ensuring that I maintain that, because I've shared this picture, I have to maintain this is what I will be eating. So absolutely home cooked food, there's nothing. And then in terms of the cheat weekends, yes, I do have that as well. I love my payasams and I love my samosas that I still do eat during Saturdays and Sundays. But that again, I take a snapshot of that and share it, right? So it's not about hiding anything. It's just being very transparent with Ankita in whatever I'm eating and whatever I'm doing now.
And I think I just want to add one part here, right? You mentioned this, that you've now been taking photos of everything, and you've been sharing it on the platform. Uh, Tell me that, has that made you more aware, this whole act
Yes.
of taking a
Absolutely. It sort of forces you, okay, I've shared this photograph. Okay, it's about if I take, 1 scoop of poha and a banana and a cup of tea, and I take the picture and share it to Ankita. If I even have the urge to take another spoon, I'm like, no, this is what I've shared. So I'm going to restrict that. So at least that is what is running in my head, So that is the quantity I would eat. So I think that's helping me a lot in terms of taking those pictures and sharing it with the coach.
So Arushi, tell me, you have seen many, other players who have similar challenges. What are the things we could learn from Reshmi, which other players can also adopt, right? Because she's the perfect case of, just following mindful eating. And if I really have to kind of, she follows the perfect lifestyle, wakes up early, goes to bed early, and eats home cooked food. So, yeah, what is it? I'm unable to understand how has this happened.
So I was just noticing one thing. Reshmi's profile says, "I can and I will." There's no picture, but there's a quote. So I believe
Yes.
this is something. And in between, she also mentioned that she has a never say no attitude, right? So whatever Ankita suggested, whether she agreed to that or not, but she gave it a try, right? So I believe that kind of belief in the coach by the player is something that everyone should learn, and you should just trust the health guidance that you're getting from the coaches, because these are all qualified people who know what is right and what is wrong. And Rishmi has been completely following that and giving the truthful feedback to Ankita. So I believe this is something that has really worked well in order to get her from that stage to this stage.
And Rashmi, tell me, what has been the reaction of your friends and neighbors and office colleagues, and what are they thinking? कि हो क्या रहा है? मतलब उनको, especially like with your transformation, I'm sure you must be getting tons of compliments from everywhere.
Yeah. So I just, it's been some time that I've not visited my parents. It's been around 3 or 4 months. So I shared my photograph just a week back. I just shared the before and the after, and they were like, oh my god, you're looking, it's like it's such a big transformation, right? And then the thing was, it's about changing a wardrobe, right? And then when I met my friends also over a cup of tea, they were like, kya ho gaya? What happened? Weight kyun lose kiya? I said, nahi, I'm doing the walking, and then they were like, okay, nice. Kaisa ho gaya? Kitna time laga? So these are like questions that, you don't have a specific answer to it, right? It's not about rocket science that you can tell, it's been a journey, right? And people are giving me those compliments, but I'm not going, I'm not getting too much into it, right? It's fine, so it's okay.
And how do you describe GOQii and your coach to others? उनको लग रहा है ऐसा कैसा हो रहा है? मतलब they must be all, people think that you've got some surgery done or some, people have all these things, right? They don't believe. So how do you describe GOQii to them?
I just show them my watch, right? This is everything. And then they're like, Acha, watch. Okay, if you wear a watch, it's all done. I said, no, there's a team behind it. There's an app behind it. Some of them do get it. But now, at least for my husband and for my daughter, I've bought the watch. And, I've told them to, educate others, right? Because there are things like this that most of them don't know about it. And, since we are using it, it's important that we keep sharing that, right? At least I've told my friends, but I think, Vishal, it all brings down to your will to do it, right? Even if we kept sharing it, yes, there are some people who would listen and then fine, but you have to own your health journey, right? As long as that doesn't get into your head, I think no amount of convincing will help. So
and the pandemic has shown us that health is finally everything, right? People had crores of rupees, but still they could not be saved because of the lack of oxygen at the end of the day. So I think people have realized this. Do you see any difference in the society with the aspect to health now completely in the post-COVID world? Do you see people looking at this more seriously compared to before?
They do. They're looking at seriously, but I think it's about there's still some amount of work to be done, because there are people who spread this word that, okay, after a certain age, losing weight is difficult, and that perception is still there. And people generalize that statement, right? And then they sort of, cascade this itself to the ones who are really motivated to work on their health, right? I think there's some amount of work to be done. They know that health is the best wealth that you can have, but people are still not very sure of themselves, if such things can still be done or not, and what is the way out. So at least my journey has been like that. I always had this mindset, okay, if I walk, and if I'm not falling sick, that's it, but and then when I went into this, I sort of, if I look at my second life with GOQii, that's when I understood, that there are more things than just being a walk, and, because diet plays a very important role. And I'm not sure how many of the society is aware, right? Because diet is so important. It's just, they may just stop binge eating, but there's more to it. That's what I feel in terms of
nutrition. But I think
nutrition.
there's one other aspect of sleep, and you being able to, really be very good at that. So tell me, how did Ankita help you with your sleep routine, and how GOQii, I know you've been tracking your sleep regularly. How has that data helped you improve your sleep further?
Sleep, I think it's always been the right time, between 10:30 to 11. I sort of make that habit to go and sleep. And then I've told even Ankita, because when she keeps asking me, okay, what is your stress level? I said, I'm pretty okay. There's not much stress, because I'm having my 6.5 hours of good sleep. So that's how it is. So I've been sharing that, but I didn't have to work much on my sleep, because I've always been a very good sleeper. I have not had much of a problem there.
Yeah, you've been really blessed with that, because we are seeing sleep as a major issue for a number of our players. Sleep is actually a big challenge, and you are lucky to be able to do that. Arushi, from a GOQii player perspective, especially in the post-pandemic, are there any other things which you are seeing, especially to do with nutrition, as Reshmi is having mostly home cooked food? Is that a growing trend? And what is your recommendation for people who say, I can't get home food cooked, and I can't make something? What are your suggestions around that?
Yeah, so completely agree on that point, Vishal, that, home cooked food, and in fact, people now prefer to even, probably not even go out and try to make those food and recipes at home. with minimal amount of ingredients. And COVID has actually taught us to manage these things at home with minimal ingredients, right? I was doing cooking shows all throughout the pandemic. So I had to do all of that adjustment and understand what can I do with these 4 things. So yes, definitely people are getting more aware of that. And as you mentioned that what is that one change that has come in the population or in the especially in Indians, that we have understood that comorbidities, if we are having any kind of comorbidities, so these kind of pandemics, these kind of diseases could keep on coming. It is just a beginning, right? So if you are having so maximum amount of fertility rate is because of comorbidities. If you're having blood pressure, if you're having thyroid, women's health issues, so all those people were at having a greater damage than COVID, apart if we talk about people not having any of these diseases. So people definitely have become more they have started understanding the importance of health journey and nutrition. Everyone has become more aware. Every person is taking in some kind of a morning drink these days. That trend has just started because of COVID. So people have started understanding that jeera water is good for me, or probably, I should take some lemon honey water, something or the other thing every second person is doing.
Yeah. So Ankita, I know that Reshmi is very ambitious and she already has set up a new health goal. She wants to go and lose another further 10 kgs is what I believe. Already इतना perfect lifestyle है, ये सब है. अभी इसके बाद how will she do 10 more kgs? What is the plan? And is it even possible? I am skeptical on this. How can you be better than what she's already doing?
Sir, now we are going to work on the core workout, aerobic and core workout. So just now in last call, we decided to work on that habit. And in initial phase also, I forgot to tell you that you said I suggested her so many detox drinks. So like I suggested her ACV water, and due to her she was not comfortable with apple cider vinegar water in the morning and before her meals. So we shifted different waters like methidana seed water. Also, Arushi just said that so many people started with different detox water nowadays, and it is already working on her. We didn't think about so much like how we are going to pursue in next journey. It depends on time. It depends on her status of health, like how much weight she is reducing, and what are the things we have to work on more in next journey. So it depends on the next journey only.
So Rashmi, basically Ankita is saying she has no idea what she's going to do. You have to meet her.
If I can intervene here, probably.
Sorry, Arishni?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just saying that, as Ankita was saying that, we have to again work on our health. So I believe right now we will have to focus more on the muscle building part. Okay, she has lost a lot of fat, definitely. So now we have to focus on how much muscle percentage she has and work on that. So increasing her protein intake to an optimal level and maintaining the hydration, I think that should be the next goal according to me. So she could use.
Rashmi loves Kerala food. I don't think so she'll have problem in protein intake.
No, as long as the challenge is set, I'm for it.
So Ankita, can you tell us what are her favorite cheat meals?
As she said, and I already know, samosa and pasam is her cheat meal. She really love to eat samosas.
Samosa and payasam together or separately?
No, separate. So it depends upon the Saturdays. It's just samosas, and Sunday lunch is I generally try to focus having chapatis every day. It's like Monday to Friday, and Saturday, Sunday is like rice. I cannot miss rice. So after rice, I need some payasam. So that's how it is.
To digest the rice.
Malayali without payasam doesn't work. So I need some rice payasam.
And tell me something, how are you going to help her with her protein intake?
I suggested her all the protein sources which is available in our home only, in kitchen, like in her diet she used to take sambar, rasam, but then sometimes, most of the time, she used to take only chapati and vegetable curry, or only rice and vegetable curry. Then I set the habit of adding protein sources to her meals, and also give her options which are the protein resources like pulses and legumes, nuts and oil seeds, and many more. So just like that, I help her. I told her to add at least one protein source in her every meal. For example, in breakfast, you have to add protein source of this list. You have to add protein source in your lunch, just like that.
Wow, that's a very, very scientific approach.
Thank
So
you.
Reshmi, tell me something. Do you feel pressurized by Ankita with all the stuff she's doing, or you think it's okay? I'm feeling already pressured right now just talking to her.
Yeah, that's what she says. Madam, please have salad. She would say 30 minutes before the lunch. I said, Ankita, aisa nahi hota hai. I cannot do that. 30 minutes before salad, uske baad khana. It doesn't work out for me. If I have to eat, I will eat it during the lunch. And then, as I said, if I skipped salad, she would send, Madam, no salad. And it sort of irritates me. Arey, chodo yaar, ek din nahi khaya, to it's okay. So at times, I wouldn't message her back. And I think she would say in the next call, Madam, you should message me, because that would be things that, I don't want to respond. Okay, she's pointing out the fault in the food that I'm eating, right? And that sort of, at that point of time, it sort of hits me, but I ensure that, I take that right remedy after that.
So tell me, you've also been very regular on the GOQii store. And what do you think of the idea behind GOQii store, and how has that aided you in your journey?
I think there are some real fancy items there, because which I wouldn't get it from outside. And Ankita also suggests some items, after every call, she would recommend, okay, some honey or something, some chai that she would, and that's when I go and search, and I've whatever she had asked me, I do go and buy it, and I always give it a try. And the tea that she recommended, I tried, but I sort of did not like the taste. And then I said, you give me something else. But, almonds, honey is something that I regularly buy from there. And the product is really good. Only thing, I think the delay in the delivery is something that is something that we can work on. But otherwise, have had no issues there. The quality is really good.
Great. No, I think Rashmi, I think your journey is very inspiring, especially because, you have the perfect example of work-life balance, right? Most people have this challenge of work-life balance, but in your case, you have balanced it very well, along with being the mother to your daughter and everything. I think I'm really inspired and impressed with you, and I wish you all the best for your
Thank you so much.
journey ahead with GOQii and with our entire team. So before we end, I just wanted to get any final piece of advice from each one of you here on what we know that the whole country and the world is going through a healthcare crisis, and stress, women's health, all these issues are on the rise. So what is your advice to people on how can they upgrade their own self and change their health stories? Why don't we go with you, Arushi, first?
So I believe, Vishal, going back to the roots is something that we need to practice and preach.
Going back to the roots. Yeah, that's a very powerful statement, right? Just go back to basics and follow that ghar ka khana, and I think that's really good. Ankita.
Yes, sir. Same like Arushi said, and also a dedication and regularity towards your goals. Is it related to health, or is it related to any other, is very important to follow your habits, to continue your habits on daily basis.
And Rashmi, what are your final words?
I think it will be invest in self-care, and that's very important for your physical and mental health. So you have to invest in your self-care. Yes.
And since you are also a voracious reader, we just got to know you have a collection of around 900 books. Could you also recommend a few books to our viewers on what books can help them get the same mental strength as you have got to deal with all their challenges in life?
I think one thing that I would say is it's about understanding the genre that you like. So I generally read young adult fiction. So there are a lot of books that you can read, but if you have to start small, right? And that is where, this 5 pages every day, start small, any book. And you don't have to go with the people that say, okay, read this book, read that book. Anything that you enjoy, go ahead and pick up that and just start reading 5 pages, 6 pages and go ahead. So and I'm sure you would start loving it.
We can already see Rashmi is going to become a coach very soon. Her advice is only 5 pages, read every day. Don't try to read the whole book. And that's the way to look at even health, right? Don't try every day that from tomorrow I will do 100 push-ups and 20,000 steps and diet and exercise. And in one day people give up, right? That's what happens. So I think I'm really loving the consistency, the small changes you did, how you are taking things slowly. You are not in a hurry to do this. And
Yes.
this is why the results also which you have gone are that much more long term. It is such an inspiring and fantastic health story. So with that, once again, I'd like to thank Rashmi, her coach Ankita and Arushi, who have been the force behind this amazing transformation. And for everybody out here, you have a chance to now write your own health story. Please get inspired by these stories and many such other stories and figure out what do you want to do with your